Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We're going to watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Dainese Lola D1 jacket, available at RevZilla.com. This is Side Hustle, and she's rocking the new Lola D1 from Dainese, new for the spring of 17. Now, we have not seen a Lola in a while, but we're happy to see it back. And if you thought about this jacket, if you know the Dainese line, ladies, there's a guy's version called the HF, which they're bringing back for 17 as well. Looking at it, face value, it is a vintage or retro-inspired leather with a sportier feel, but it has more of a premium design to it. When I say that, it's really taking the sophistication of that retro feel and stepping it up about a notch. Non-perforated, it has a mixture of black leather, ice leather, and then your red and blue accents. And if we give you a shot of the back, when we turn Side Hustle backwards, you're gonna see big racing stripes. Again, it has that classic, in my opinion, Ducati retro feel to it. Now, Pro Armour is the first thing that we noticed when we pulled it off the hanger. It now has the new Dainese Pro Armour, which is a little beefier and more protective than your Pro Shape Armour, but it's not going to throw the lines off this jacket like we saw in the composite armor. If it had composite armor in it, still going to be CE, but it would just be big, bulky, and almost too sporty. This is a nice crossover piece now where you're not trading protection, but you're having a little bit more of a cleaner, more refined style to it. Now, a quick note on sizing. Side Hustle to my left, 5'8", 140, she's wearing a size 42, and you can see how it sits on her frame. It is svelte, it is a little bit of a sportier fit without being overly aggressive. And I'll tell you, one of the ways they achieve that as well is by going with the Dainese street leather versus the racing D-skin leather they had previously. The previous version had a stiffer, harder leather that was more race grade. This is 1 millimeter. It's a little bit softer. It's still going to be protective, but again, a little bit more flexible, and it aids in the fit. Now, thinking about the sizing, use a size chart. We'll ship for free over 39 bucks, and I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new Lola D1. Now, some of the other changes they made to this newer version. Remember, one color only. There's no perforation on this jacket. So again, thinking about seasonality, spring and fall, you're rock solid. Depending on where you live in the summer, it's really up to you whether or not it gets too hot for you. But if we look at it, the previous version had an asymmetrical zip. It was cool, but it was polarizing. This is a normal standard vertical zip down the center line. Now it's going to be a little bit more attainable, a little bit more universal for those of you out there. You're also getting the embroidered Dainese logo, hand warmer pockets, and you still get an asymmetrical angled pocket up here on the right breast. Now, turn and face that away for me, Miss Side Hustle. If we look at it, she's already got her arm up. She knows the drill. Pro Shape Armor, or Pro Armor rather, we talked about it. It is a flexible but harder armor in the shoulder as well as the elbow and all the way down the forearm. Notice the dual reinforcement and the dual stitching from a style standpoint down here in her elbow. If we look at the side all the way down to the hip, 2 snaps to the hip, very basic. It's really a sport configuration. Side Hustle, bring your arm down. And we're not using your regular name forever, ever anymore. We'll always be Side Hustle to me. If we look at the elbow and the shoulder here, as you move up into the shoulder, it's harder to see, but you also have more quilting. You have those dual stitch marks. Again, just bringing the style together. Now, turn backwards for me and pull your hair out of the way. There you go. If we look at the back here's cool. Now, on the guy's version of this jacket, the HFD1, I didn't like all of the extra vertical lines that they had. On the ladies' version, we all agreed it works a little bit better, and maybe it's just the shape of the jacket plays a little better to vertical racing stripes. You'll see it. Nice tall collar with the roll at the top, premium. Dainese logo stitched on. You have your racing stripes. Again, a little bit more of a drop seat, and then along the sides and the back, you can see where there were these elements of the racing stripes become horizontal, and they work their way in. The coolest thing, in my opinion, along the back here, though, if I had to call one thing out, it's really going to be these quilted marks, the extra stitching. I always like it when tasteful stitching is added to a jacket to just add a little bit more texture and refinement, especially on a piece like this in and around the $600 mark, which is going to be really more of a style and protection piece from Dainese. Now come and stop right there. Dainese logo on the left side with your demon, your 1972. Lindsay, come back around to the front and let's unzip it. Dual snaps up around the top collar. You can see that as I used your name, Lindsay. Now they know she's Lindsay. It's Side Hustle. Now open it up there, Side Hustle. Back. We got to keep it a secret. The inside is going to be a basic quilted textile liner. It's not going to be overly mesh. It's not overly thermal. Again, it doesn't have a ton of weight to it. They did that to finish off this more style-centric piece, and the only real cost to it The benefit's going to be styling. The cost is going to be, if it was that cleaner mesh liner, which is lighter weight, you might be a little bit more comfortable if you're riding in a really muggy or hot temperature range during the summer. But for most of the time, on the bike, off the bike, really catering to the fact that it's style centric, and again has that great crossover appeal when you get off the bike as a lifestyle piece. That's where they made the trade-off, and I don't think they chose wrong here on the Lola D1. You can zip it back up for me. The next step in your journey, though, is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other lady rider reviews on the Lola D1. You should not just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com, 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion on the latest and greatest in the Moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.